It's Only Sport with Martin Devlin on the platform. Brought to you by One New Zealand. Let's get connected.
Scott Robertson as well, yesterday, 5 o'clock, making a heap of changes to the All Blacks. Injury enforced, a couple of them. So the whole thing about Caleb and Ethan, the extent of their injuries at the moment, that's the first one we'll kick it with.
Not major injuries, but definitely up for this test. Yes, I'll call them minor injuries. Neither of them would be available to have played.
Did he go on to say what they were? Caleb was a back injury. What was Ethan?
It's in the release.
Okay.
I'll double check, actually.
All right. Well, you check while we go to the next quote, which is about Sititi at blindside and the thinking behind bringing Wallace in.
He's a hell of an athlete and built for these sort of games. He's a great defender, great skill set, and we've been impressed with him in the last month and believe with Ethan's injury, it's his time.
Now, are you noticing this as well? And I said this the last time we played these quotes, Lachlan, that his replies are really short. Hamstring injury for Ethan Blackadder. You notice that with Razor? He used to, and I'm not saying he used to waffle, but his replies were always a lot more conversational. He's gone through some serious media training here, and he's been instructed that just answer the question, answer it in as few words as possible, and then just stop. Because those replies, the first two are what? Let me guess. 10 seconds, 11 seconds?
11. That was the first one, yeah.
Okay. The back three, is the style of play going to be any different from these three, given the fact Beauden Barrett's not involved?
Look, we have massive change from week to week. It's more the style of the individual. Look, he's played a lot of rugby with Sevu and Mark before. It depends sort of what kick sort of cycles we get into or counter-attack opportunities he gets. But look, he'll slot straight in. He knows the game well. 18
seconds?
23.
Okay. All right. I know that you're probably thinking, well, what the hell difference does it make? The difference is that there has been a media mind or media manager seriously involved here. And what Razor has done in the past is he said things that have slipped out as well, that he's not meant to have said. And remember, he got sent to the naughty chair or the naughty corner after he revealed early last year that he was going to be the next All Black coach before it was officially revealed. So he's had some serious training here. Luke Jacobson on the bench, the thinking behind that.
Yeah, Luke was, we believe that, he can cover all three positions. He's captain his super side. He's just what we need, we believe, for this week.
11 seconds?
12.
Yeah, okay. I'm not making this up. We aren't just playing a section of the answer. This is all he's giving us at the moment. You'd like a bit more explanation to that because I always think, okay, Jacobson is a good player. Jacobson has been around the All Blacks since, 2019, Lachlan? 2018 maybe? He had some concussion problems.
Debuted in 2019.
2019, and then he was at the World Cup and then came home, or he didn't?
Yeah, because of a concussion.
Because of the concussion. And never really forced his way into the team. So why him on the bench instead of Dalton Papali'i if Papali'i is back from his thumb injury? What is the story there?
Yeah, he came right. It was coming right this week, and it was a call between him and Luke, and we've gone for Luke. 7 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay, follow-up questions, please, about Dalton Papali'i. Can you please explain the injury? How and when did he get that injury? How injured is he? Could he have played? No one asking any of those questions?
I tell you what, I was watching because this press was on last night, and I got home. This is how exciting my life is. On a Thursday night, I got home and watched a little bit of the press conference.
Okay, all right, that says a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, I find that press conference exciting, so that's where my life is at.
But I just sat there and there's so many follow-up questions popping in my head around Jacobson, his selection ahead of Dalton, but Finau as well, and where these guys are in the pecking order. And these journalists just didn't ask these questions.
Part of the problem with the guys that are on tour as journalists is they get very cosy with the All Blacks. I got a text from Jamie Wall during the week and he said, this is the best the All Blacks have ever treated us. It's not about being treated well. You're there to do a job. They're there to answer the questions. You kind of cozy up and then you lose that edge where you do follow-up questions like this. And these are very valid questions. And as a fan, I'd like to know the answers to them. I'd like to know, what is the story with Papali'i? You know, Ethan Blackadder, that injury, what a shame.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's minor, but man, he's in some hell of form. You know, going through clips with him last night, and just an acceleration to everything. He sort of doesn't pump the brakes too often, old Ethan, and he. Look, it was great that he got his body into test match level, and he could play consistently and have the impact on that match. So, you know, not naming him has been pretty difficult, because he deserves that opportunity, and he'll be back pretty quickly, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, real shame, isn't it? Is that unusual that you sit down and watch video with the guy that's not playing? I suppose, because what you're doing is saying, okay, well, what did you do well? What was working? What can we actually pass on to the guys that have been selected? I'm happy with that loose forward trio. I like Wallace Sititi in there. I always thought that he should be given a go. And we were talking about this last week when the first test side was selected, that, okay, if you're going to select these guys in the squad, you've got to play them. Otherwise, what is the point? And the other changes, were they injury enforced or more performance from last week? And this is talking about TJ Perenara and Beauden Barrett to the bench.
We wanted to look at Cortez starting, and it just worked out this way this week for us in that regard, and the opportunity to play Will at fullback and give Sevu, who's a world-class wing, with Mark Talia, who goes pretty well as well. So, you know, we're fortunate we've got some quality players, and this week it's a mix for us. Again,
a follow-up question would be, well, Talia goes really well, but you dropped him. You dropped him against Argentina because he didn't go well. So what's he done to get his place back? Is it just because Caleb's been injured? Final question. What do you expect from the officials this week?
Consistency. Just consistencies in calls. Yeah.
Okay. If they ask you about the officials, you just say consistency. That's all you want, consistency. And then you say nothing else. Give us that one again.
Consistency. Just consistencies in calls. Yeah.
I'd say that's 5 seconds, Lachlan. Less?
Yeah, 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
It's Only Sport with Martin Devlin on the platform. Brought to you by One New Zealand. Let's get connected.